Ybyte Python programming course accessible from www.ybyte.in encourages students to enhance their projects once they are through with basics. One such enhancement for the shopping cart project is what we'll discuss in this video. So the shopping cart project gets the user into a bakery. User makes a selection. For example, user wants to purchase a milkshake, say maybe 4 units. Then decides to say, okay, I want to get some chocolate. So I say 3, and I want to get 2 units of this, and I think I'm done. I say 6 to check out. But guess what? Just then I remember that, oh, I also had to purchase cupcake. Thankfully for me, this program allows me to go and edit the shopping cart. So I say, yes, I do want to edit the shopping cart. And again, it says, all right, continue to make your selection. So I can go and say, I want to buy 3 units of, say, cupcake. And now if I say 6, I think I'm done. And I say 0 to proceed. And it tells me, all right, your shopping cart is here. Notice 3 units of cupcake have been added to this. Let's see how we have done this. Let's see how we have given our user the flexibility to edit the shopping cart after shopping is over. In fact, this follows quite logically from our existing code. Remember, our existing code uses a variable called shopping complete. The idea is that while this is 0, we keep taking the orders, and if the user proceeds to, enter 6, then we set shopping complete to 1, so that we go to display the shopping cart and so on. Now to make this enhancement happen, we are going to create one more while loop. This time round, we are going to use a variable called cart approved to control what happens inside the while loop. And notice that all the previous code has been brought inside this while loop. Now, what happens really is everything goes on as usual. But once the user displays, once the shopping cart is displayed, we ask the user whether he or she wants to edit the shopping cart. If the user says yes, then I just go back to this point by setting cart approved to 0 and setting shopping complete to 0. Now remember, this loop is going to run while cart approved is 0, which means that I'll basically keep on repeating this, but I must set shopping complete to 0 because I want the user to be able to order once again. On the other hand, let's say user says no, he's fine with whatever is there. Then we can set cart approved to 1 and shopping complete is anyway 1. So we can just, to be sure, we can set it up again. Cart approved being 1 will make sure that this loop stops and we go on to the next path where we can just display once again the shopping cart just for the completion sake. So let's see this in code. This is the existing program. Now notice here we have a variable called shopping complete and a while loop. Notice also that the while loop controls the ordering part, whereas the shopping cart displays is outside the while loop because we have unindented this. Now, like I said, I'm going to create a new variable here called cart approved. So I'm going to say cart, cart say approved is equal to 0. And I'm going to put another while loop here. So I say while cart approved is 2 equals to 0. Now, obviously, once I do this, I must go and indent all of this code. So I take all this code that I have, including printing the shopping cart, and I go and indent this one level. So now this has come, all of this has come inside the outer while loop. Now, once the shopping cart has been displayed, I'm going to ask my user if he or she wants to edit the shopping cart. Now make sure that this is at the same indentation level as this, because this is really the indentation level of the inner while loop now. So I come in here. Now I'm just going to make my font large so it's easier to read. Normal here, now that we know where we are in the code. So I'm going to say, for example, review cart, and this is given by, let's say, int, say input, please enter 1 to edit the shopping cart, say 0 to proceed, and I need single quotation here. Now once this happens, I'm going to just analyze users input. So I say if, say, review cart is equal to 1. Now this is a scenario in which the user wants to edit the cart. So I'm going to say cart is not approved, because indeed the cart has not been approved here in this case. And I'm going to say shopping complete is equal to 0, so that the user again gets to order. Remember, if shopping complete is 1, then the user will not get to enter the inner while loop and the shopping will not get done. And just to tell the user what's going on, I put a small print statement here. Say print, and I say okay, sure, and I say please continue with the order. On the other hand, if let's say user doesn't answer one, in fact, we can be a bit more specific, but here I'm just making it else. So basically, anything not one will cause cart approved. I can make this to one, uh, and I can tell the user. I can just put two print statements here. I can tell the user that okay, look, I think you're done. So we can just thank the user. Say uh, thanks for shopping at the Y Bite bakery, and and that's pretty much it. Now I can also, right, once basically this will make sure that these are the outer while loops. Just to facilitate the user a little bit, I can print the shopping cart once again, and for that purpose I can just go and take this code exactly as it is. So I come in here, I take this entire code, so maybe say this, and I put this here once again. But importantly, I must unindent this one time, because remember, this all has to happen now at the base indentation. We do not want this to be part of any loop, I mean any of the while loops. And just to be very clear, I just say your final shopping cart. Now let's see this working, and it becomes clear for that. Yeah. So when I run this code, so user say ask me, okay, enter 1 to 5. So I say, for example, select 1, I say 4. Now let's say I want to check out, and I remember that suddenly that I had to also purchase a chocolate. So it says enter 1 to edit the shopping cart, and 0 to proceed. So I say all right, I do want to buy something. I come in 1, so I this time I enter 3, and I think I'm so 6 units of this, and I think I'm done. So I proceed to check out again. Notice chocolate has been added now. But then again, I remembered, oh, I forgot that I had to buy only 2 units of milkshake. So I can go and say 1 to proceed again. This time round, it says, okay, so I'm going to select 1, and I'm going to do -2, because I did not want to get, 2 units, 4 units of milkshake. So it says remove from shopping cart. Now I say 6 to proceed. So my shopping cart is 2 milkshakes, 6 chocolate, and I can just say 0. I think I'm done now, and it thanks me. All right, thank you for shopping here. Your final shopping cart is here, and you can go and make the payment, for example. Before I wrap this up, however, I do want to highlight a little bit on these two variables. Now what we are creating here is what is called a truth table. Basically, we are looking at all the possible scenarios that these values can take. So for example, let's take shopping complete and cart approved. Now, what does it mean once it's 0 uh, and this is also 0? So it means that user is still not finished ordering. So that's why user is shopping. And also it's possible that user wants to edit the shopping cart. So remember, when the user wants to edit the shopping cart, I select, I go and make shopping complete to 0 so that user can continue to order. If shopping complete is 1 but cart approved is 0, it means user has finished ordering but cart has not been approved. Perhaps user is even waiting to review the cart, or maybe user is reviewing the cart. The third scenario, where shopping complete is 0, cart approved is 1, in fact, will never happen in this code. I leave that as an exercise for you to convince yourself. The fourth scenario is where shopping complete is 1, which means user finished ordering and the cart has been approved. That's when we move forward. Now, this truth table covers all the 4 scenarios. Always a good practice whenever we are dealing with logic, because that way you can be sure that your code is correct. If you enjoyed this way of learning, if you like to do fun projects to learn Python, do check out our website www.ybyte.in. Uh, Take care. Thank you so much. Bye bye.